I want you to know that it has taken me 23 rehearsals to be here. Don't care about the voice, care about the message. May you be blessed by this song. Assalamu alaikum omwana antuza lava mu bufofofo eya romance eya bafrancophone bafranco asinga banona ba anglophone eya lavuye mame chamula lavuye mame chamula hey sibalimba ya nyambula sirimba ya chamula nze lavuye mame chamula lavuye mame mbabula hey sibalimba ya nyambula sirimba ya chamula nze nakupenda na lofiti chibulera na lofiti na lofiti senkwagala mulofiti mulofiti and you know that you love it hey. You're my today and no my tomorrow. Yegwebe mama gwe yangamba. Ebigambo naye kati bimbuse. Oh yeah. This kind of love is good for the battle. Onsiba mu biroto. Teri alitwala chifocho. Lavuye mame nchamula. Lavuye mame mbabula. Sibalimba yenchamula. Sirimba yenchamula nze. Lavuye mame mbabula. Lavuye mame nchamula. Hey! Sibalimba ya nyambula. Sirimba yenchamula nze. Nakupenda na lofiti. Chibulela na lofiti. Senkwagala mulofiti. Mulofiti. And you know that you love it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final lap of the MV Talks. I've been Amankomo the whole season. Amankomo, my guest is in studio. Follow me and let's pick up the conversation. Danik, when they pay your money, eat your money. Because it was one song, but I feel like I'm from a whole concert. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final part of the second edition of the Media Viability Talks. And I am happy that I have this guest as we close. And you guys should watch out for the third edition. But this guy closing the second edition, ladies and gentlemen, if you've heard of Kalabanda Ate My Homework, I'm introducing to you Raymond Malinga, the guy that is big with animation, man. Happy to meet you finally. Man, you're a very, very, very brained man. Now that I meet you, allow me to clap for you. Please. Who started the company?
My brother and I. We started in a garage in 2015.
Bill Gates and Wozniak. What's the guy? No, Wozniak and Steve Jobs.
Yes, Steve Jobs.
So you guys wanted to have similar story?
You know, you start off maybe like thinking that way, but you quickly realize there's no time to think about that.
There's more time to work.
Yeah, you have
to work. Let's get work moving. Yeah.
You have to work. Like you're like, oh cool, yeah, let's start in the garage. We'll be like those guys. Then eventually you're like,
you stay in the garage.
Man, those guys were working. You know?
I mean, look at me. I'm still in the garage up to now.
It's a very nice garage.
Actually, I work there now.
It's a very nice garage you have here.
So so Raymond Malinga, you go start. And it's what did you have in mind at the beginning? What drove you to start that?
Well, the thing is that I actually was doing computer science here in Uganda, in Makerere, but I always had aspirations to do animation.
Which kid wakes up in the morning and I'm like, I'm watching Tasmania, I want to make more Tarzans?
I can argue back and say which kid doesn't, you know?
Right? Okay.
Then you look at these cartoons and they're like, wow, they did
I'm glued
to do that job, you know? And most of us when we're really young, we don't really look at those things as work, like being done by adults.
Yes.
And when I found out, I was like, wait, you mean you could get paid for doing this? But obviously I was in Uganda and like, there were not really that many opportunities for that. And so I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to like pitch my dad. I pitched to him like the idea of doing this animation thing, and he was like, okay, like you really have to tell me what it is that you want, what's driving you there. Because like that was like in 2009, I think back then, and there was no reason why he should let me go, you know. And I'd already started. I was going to start university, I think, around that time, and then he was like you have to work for it and tell me exactly why you want to do this. So I came up with all these ideas of like...
You reaching out to your dad, what did you want from him to pitch? Why were you pitching?
No, what did you want from me? I think he was, in hindsight now, I see that he just wanted to see, if you're going to go abroad, make sure it counts, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think he wanted me to know, he wanted to know if I had a vision beyond just the cartoons, you know?
Yeah.
And so I came up with all these things. Like, funny enough, like I did my research and said, oh wait, you know, animation can be used for advertising and all these things. But to be honest with you, I was just watching anime, and I was like, I want to do cool stories like that, you know? But then I pitched that to him, and the thing is that I don't think he entirely believed me, but I think he planted that seed inside me, and I think it was good because like when I went to study in Malaysia, I didn't take it lightly the entire time, you know? Yeah. I went there to study and learn, you know? So
how long were you there studying?
I was there for about 4 years.
Studying what?
Animation and visual effects. So actually, I hold a degree in animation and visual effects. Nice. I got it from Malaysia. So I was there for 4 years, and then I worked for an animation studio there for about like 7 months. I prematurely, I quit. Right?
Why?
To come back, Africa was calling, man.
Well, no, you didn't think you'd work in that. No, okay, yeah, Africa is calling all the time. Yeah. But you prefer what you're doing right now than what it would have been working abroad.
So that's actually an interesting thing that you say, because like it was never my plan to stay there.
Right.
I went there to come back to start a studio. So getting a job there was the anomaly. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here, you know?
Yeah.
And it was not an easy decision, because like back home you're getting a lot of people telling you, you know, that the climate over here is not really that great for what you're doing. It won't make sense if you come back. But at the same time, it was never my plan. And I'm very thankful for the mentors that I had that studio, because they gave me the courage to actually leave.
Yeah, to set your foot like that.
So like, yeah, but that's the thing. I just feel like, and this is what I think, like if everybody who gains knowledge and expertise doesn't come back, then we'll never develop, you know? So my view was, it's kind of like there's a bit of a sentimental thing there, but then again, it's also like personal responsibility, sentiment, but also opportunity that I could start something new here, but that has not been started. Compared to like there, I have to like work like 12 times to stand out, you know.
But now you come here and you're starting from zero.
Yes.
You're here, you went to Malaysia 4 years, coming back here with your head filled with how to make cartoons. I want to first applaud the fact that you took time to skill yourself officially. Yeah, it's important. You know, I was talking to Lukman, and he said something very interesting. He told me that other professions, doctors, dentists, before people get into them, they first go and take a course. But it's only in some of these things that people just want to come in, and things around media, people just come in like, you know. But I am glad that you went put off 4 years. Not to just come and check over. You come here, you set shop in the boys' quarter. What was your starting capital?
Is that going to live with me? Like,
yeah, I mean, sorry.
Started in a boys' quarter.
Sorry.
Right? Anyway.
So, yeah, what was your starting capital?
My starting capital? Well, I had a couple of savings. It's hard to tell now, because you know, at that time, I was learning business at the time, right? So I had a couple of savings, but I used those savings to register the company. Right? So whatever the cost was back then, that's probably how much I had. I don't know, because like it wasn't around 200K, because in the beginning it was just my brother and I, and we were not paying ourselves, and we didn't make any money the first year, which is typical for a lot of startup businesses.
But you already had the tools of business.
So here's the thing. I bought, now this, you have to be really strategic, because you have to see forwards. So when I was in school, I asked my dad to help me buy a computer for school. And yeah, it was necessary to do the projects in school. But like, I told myself that this computer is probably going to be the first computer I use at the company. So I got that computer in 2013. and it's the same computer that it was our only startup, like our capital.
that is your moment of where you have you seen that video where Trump says, "Talk to my dad and give me money."
No, like, yeah, but
So that was your moment. That was your dad starting you up.
yeah, and like he didn't know that that's what I was actually planning that computer for. I was getting through school, but I was trying to maintain it and keep it so that it makes it home with me, right? So when I came back home in Uganda, it's a computer that we started with, and it was that, and I had a student project, my final project in school. We had we got some awards there. And so one of the awards was a laptop, so I was lucky enough to get a laptop. So I gave that laptop to my
But
brother.
was it good enough to do that?
No, it was good enough to
capacity
keep
of
accounts and stuff, you know. So so I gave it to my brother, and they were like, okay, now we have a laptop and this computer, and so that's how we
So
started.
you had the business computer, you have the working computer.
Yes.
That's what you needed. You registered the company.
Yes.
You fly.
Yeah, flying, not flying. I would say
You were taxing.
I think we're just trying to figure it out, because if anyone who has tried to start a creative business in Africa, not only Uganda, will tell you this. Like, there's so many things that you have to learn very quickly how to be both the business person and also the creative person, like, and merge those two things. And that
The creative is making your money. The business part. So that, I mean, the creative is the reason you're going to be paid, but the business should make sure that actually you manage the payment.
Yeah, and also just like systems, you know, like systems of accounting, systems of like just management, managing people. How do you recruit people?
Yeah.
You know, and these are the questions that you find that we had to answer, you know, in that first year.
You guys learned on the job.
Yeah.
How do you recruit people? You have two. When there's a third? And I mean, till we get 11.
So we had like a couple of people coming in and out. Like, I'm very team focused and team driven. Like, even if I came back with the skills, I knew that it was very important for me to get someone else immediately besides me. So my brother was the first person. I started training him how to do screenwriting and script writing, and this is to just like challenge my ego in the company, you know, because like if you're the only person who can, you believe you're the only person with great ideas, you're the guy who can do everything, everyone has to come to you. I think that's a recipe for disaster very quickly, because no one checks you sometimes, and getting checks it's sometimes good to get those checks.
Yeah, they're like, can be like your speed bumps.
Yeah, so like I had like some wild ideas, then you get this person telling you, I think you should sleep on that, you know? So like I think so that's how we started. And like, how do we get the third person? So like we went through a couple of people. We tested like I had like my portfolio from school, so I'll just go around like just showing some people, and some people be like, oh, I want to come and learn from you, so they come and but not everybody stayed with us.
But anyway, so who did you need?
Who did we need? Yeah, now that's actually a very good point. So what you do, what I did is that I started with everything that I was good at, and then I started saying, what am I really bad at? And I started looking for those people. So I knew I'm not really good at drawing, and that might sound really funny coming from an animator, but I actually don't draw, right? Yeah. But so I looked for somebody who could give me some art direction and also draw. So like someone who gets the ideas onto a page for someone else to see it. And that's who I needed first. And it's a very good strategy for anyone who's starting out. I think always identify what are you good at first.
Yeah.
Then say what are you bad at and who do I need, you know?
That completes the picture of you, of you performing. And now you're counting 11 people.
Yeah, we're 11 people and all of them are needed, right?
Needed 11 people. And you guys are telling stories through cartoons.
Yeah, we're doing that. And so Creatures actually does a couple of things. But what we're known for mostly is a Calabanda Eat My Homework. And that's our short film, award-winning short film. I can say that now, right? Yeah, but we also make like explainer videos for companies. We've dabbled in some advertising, but we do not do a lot of advertising. We've actually gone into animated documentaries as well. And so we're diversifying.
Like which one of you?
So it's not yet out yet, but we're doing something for reformed child soldiers in Gulu from the LRA. And it's interesting because my view of animation has never been to put it in one box, you know? I just feel like it's a medium of communication, and therefore let me communicate. And so I've been looking for opportunities to explore how else I can actually use animation, and that's how we came into animated documentaries and short films and everything. So.
Animation is IT. Computer science.
Animation is a combination of art and science. So that is why it usually has a very...
Now, of the science and art, there is art, but now I want to talk for the art.
Yeah.
There is you get these characters and they're doing things, but then there is storytelling.
Yeah.
So where is your strength?
My strength. So I am a screenwriter, right? I'm a screenwriter, and I've moved more into concept development, but I am a trained animator, right? So I can actually animate, so I actually have technical.
So you can actually, because I know there are people here we have, and they're very good with us, cinematography and all. But the stories.
That's interesting enough. Like, I grew up wanting to be a novelist.
Nice.
I
want to see both those worlds meet. As in, the picture is good, the sound is good, the shots, everything that is happening, how people are moving across the frame, they're communicating, but the story that we are watching for that 90 minutes should make sense.
Yeah, and it's not easy. It's a skill as well. You have to build it, and I feel like I'm still learning as well as I keep on with each project I do.
But I'm glad that you actually have the skill as a screenwriter.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So when does this start making money for you?
When does it start making money?
And what streams will bring in the money?
They've always the money, but no. So it already started making money for us. So we do projects for a variety of clientele. But I guess I would want to answer your question.
What I was meaning, you come back, you set up the company.
Oh, when does it?
When do you start? When did the money start coming?
We started making money in about 2015 is when it started. We got a few clients in 2016. But in around 2017, because the Calabanda ate my homework, we started advertising it in 2016, but the trailer came out in 2017 in February. Around there is when we started getting a lot more clients, because you could see we leapt the explanations, you know? Because like a lot of people needed to know, like before when you don't have anything, a lot of times people are just like, show me what you have. And then so that I can come to you instead of you coming to me. So that was our strategy. It was actually our strategy to enter the market, you see. So our film is just basically a big advertising tool for our studio. And also we believe in the potential of content to generate money, which is where we're going now.
Yes.
Developing original content, so content being bought for content's sake, not necessarily for or to advertise like a soft drink or a detergent or something like that. So that's where we're going now, and we're getting like some interesting leads in that direction.
Which one is the most lucrative stream of revenue in your trade?
I believe it's actually content for content's sake. Because if you look at Hollywood and the budgets and stuff, they trump a lot of things that you see in this, like the revenue streams. But I don't want to look at these other industries like advertising and say that they are not lucrative too. They're definitely lucrative, but there's a lot of potential in original content production. Yeah. And that's where we are going. That's what we believe in.
Wow. Now, I know about you being also passing on this skill. You passed on your skill.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about you've been at Artfield?
Yeah, I was a head of animation at Artfield for about 2 years.
Nice.
And I trained.
You lectured there?
Yeah, I lectured.
You passed out some, there are animators around that are like, that's my guy.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting about that, because like when you go and teach, you quickly realize that even if you teach, these students don't have anywhere to get employed.
Yeah.
So I did leave because of that reason, because I felt like I could make more of an impact hiring these people than training more and more and just having more people come out and they don't have jobs. So we're on a strategy of doing that right now, and and what does this look like? All right, it means that we have to do more projects that demand capacity, demand capacity, and attract people. And if we do, it's like a chicken and the egg situation. Like we have people who have the potential to be great animators, but they don't have the work to continue practicing.
To practice.
Yes, animation. But then at the same time, and then at the same time, you have people who want to give us work or give us opportunities to do these projects. Yes. But then the longer those discussions take, the longer these guys don't practice. So it's kind of like it's a vicious cycle, but you have to just get in somewhere and try to start fixing it.
But there's work.
There is work. That's the interesting.
Your company is breaking even.
So is our company breaking even? It's very hard to determine that with a creative business because everything we make, we just put back in, right? And I've thought about this for a while. Like, are you breaking even if your teammates are not making what a telecom company pays their workers? Like, what is that? So on paper, we might be breaking even, but I don't want to say that we're breaking even until I can actually give people. If animation can get the children of my workers in school and like they're paying school fees and stuff, So like the way I determine breaking even is on paper, yes, but like where I see where I want my company to
where
go,
you want this to be,
it's no.
We're not yet there.
Yeah, like I don't think it's very dangerous, like framing it in the sense of like what your books look like right now, like if you just applied like let's say international rates to your books right now, you'd realize you're nowhere close.
People should be suing you.
But
you're pretending to pay people.
Yeah, but like for me, it's a journey. It's about that like getting more and more opportunities. Like for example, right now I'm doing I'm directing a short film for Disney right now, and so I thought you knew about this, but anyway, I'm directing a short film for Disney. Yes, and it's going to be on Disney Plus next year. It's an African anthology. They got 10 different stories across Africa. Yes. And there were like 70 directors that were the call was to 70 directors, and only like about 5 out of like there were 10 at first, but I think some projects have 2 directors now, but like it's 10 projects. So my project is one of those projects, and like exposing my team to, like we're in production right now, exposing my team to those things like has been like mind blowing because like their minds have started changing, like the way they respond to studio projects and stuff. And like I think that my duty is to just be like I just hold the lamp and go forward,
Nice. and you see, I'm glad that you've taken time to pass on skills. You've taken time. You've built a team around you. By the way, on the team, which are the most important positions on the team?
It's so animation is by its nature, it is a collaborative effort. So to answer this question, yes, I will have to break down everybody. But like every department feeds, it's like if I tell a story, my story is useless if it's never visualized. Yeah. If it's never visualized and transferred if it's never transferred into a computer, the artist never really gets his credit, Yes. If the guy if the guy who textures like the skin, right, doesn't do his job correctly,
then everyone else working.
So like it's kind of strange because like every time an animated film is finished, or any film actually, I think like the director does get a sense of like how much of this was me, right? Because like the thing is, it's so collaborative and it takes so much effort that you get the responsibility for maybe the credit for keeping it together and getting it to the finish line, right? And if the story is yours, maybe you get the credit as well. But the thing is that there's so many people involved, that I would hesitate to answer that question.
And I get you. And collaboration is the future of all we do.
It is, and I think like that's what I'm trying to do. Like my mantra basically about animation is that I just feel like it should be applied. There's no reason why it can't be applied anywhere.
I actually understand the new way of studying is actually going to become collaboration, so that people understand from school. Yeah. That this is how things should be done. Yep. It's the best way to get ideas together.
And that's my view.
In your field, when COVID happened, did cartoons get sick? I don't know.
Did cartoons get sick?
So what happened in your trade?
So what's very interesting is that like we had already set up our studio in a way that we work in a way that allows my teammates not to be in office too. So we already had like a remote working situation, but COVID just kind of accelerated it. So we were not affected in the sense that work still went on. Yeah. And we did see a rise in, because like a lot of location shooting was closed down. Yes. A lot of people wanted to do more animated projects. So we did get like there
was a shoot up
in demand, but what's been interesting, and I want to just take the conversation to this now, is that even up to now, like my team, we're not working in office. Like they were much more efficient remotely. We found that there was no need to come back. And so we are now going to use our office more to train people. And that's what we're doing. But the other guys don't need to come to office.
The biggest part of your story is how you're training people. You're giving people opportunities to work, you've trained people, and you're a very trained and skilled guy yourself. I mean, if there's anything you should be passing down to the people you work with, that's a big one.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to do right now. It's like, and I think being exposed to the industry at like the scope that I've been exposed to, I feel like specialization and guys getting really good at what they can do,
yes,
right, is the future. And so with my 11 people right now, we're trying our best to really departmentalize, set up those systems. Like someone wakes up and you ask them what do they do at Creatures, and they know exactly what they do at Creatures, you know. And it's not like a jack of all trade, but master of none. It's guys that actually know what they do, and you actually position yourself much better out there if you say I'm a concept artist and you have a wonderful concept artist portfolio. You see, right? So that's what we're doing right now.
Apart from you pitching to your father, which one would you say is the best business decision you ever made?
The best
for your business
is doing a Calaban Day at my homework.
Every time you look at it, you're like, mad guy.
No, because the thing is, like, I came back. It's funny. I didn't want to do ads, you know, not because ads have a problem, but mostly because I felt like everyone was doing it and I wanted to do something different, you know. And I remember coming back on that plane saying, I'm not going to do ads, I'm not going to do ads, I'm not going to do that. Then I came back and I did ads in that first year. And it was really hard because, you know, like these big companies and everything, and getting in was really difficult, you know. And like I went back for my graduation that same year, and I remember going back to a company that I was working for, and they told me, like, where's all the stuff that you were telling us that you wanted to do, you know? And I really took that to heart. And this time I went back on the plane again, and I was like, I'm not going to do ads. And the first thing I did that night when I landed, I remember, I told my brother, these are the 3 ideas that we can do. I'm not going to mention the other 2. So we picked one, and I calibrated my homework, and I said that it's not going to make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? But we're going to use this project to build a team, to skill a team, to make sense of our business, create systems. It will be our portfolio. This one project, we're going to do it, and either it checks all the boxes for us, or it fails, and then we have to look back, right? And it's the best decision I ever made, because like made that film for 2 years, and that was 2 years of people asking me why. Right? And ever since we made that, we released it in 2017, December. Every person who comes, you're calling me here because of it, right?
Of course.
That was the best investment I ever made. Because everything, even the Disney project and all these things, they've all come from Disney.
They've all come from.
Yeah. So, that's the best.
That's a moment you're like, that was our genius.
Yes, it was the best decision I ever made, and I think the close second is starting a team early.
Starting a team early.
When things didn't make sense. Because if I started a team now when I have like more experience, I think my ego would have been a little bit higher, right? But starting like, and we were all learning, and people
all you guys were growing, and
people asking me questions, and I'm like, I don't know too, man.
What's the future for animation?
What's the future for animation? I think like with animation, I see it moving. I'll answer it first directly as animation.
Yes.
I see a future where we have large animation studios that have large brands, because I've already seen that happening in of course in America we have Disney, but then in Malaysia as well, because they have a pretty close industry. Like maybe like 20, 30 years ago, their industry looked like ours, so it's a good reference point. But I see animation brands that are capable of carrying around values and culture and messages.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, I see animation also moving into the visual effects and also in the film industry. Because I think the film industry here is still relying on in-camera.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel like to get to the next level, we do have to evolve into the principles that are from animation anyway, which are like visual effects principles, matte painting, modeling animation. You see, so like I think that's where animation is going to go, and our company is also looking into that as well. So we yeah, that's what I think animation is going to do.
We hope you'll be at the forefront of seeing these things happening in Uganda.
I hope so.
It's. But before I let you go, is there a character that you look at and you're like, whoever came up with this concept, this is good work. Some of the animation projects that have been around over the years that you can look at and you're like, they had fun doing this.
Yeah, so
they developed this so well.
What's so interesting is that I would rather say film, because it's really funny, but I watch more film than I watch animation, and I think that I have favorite directors, I have favorite films. Yes. And I would share that, I would say, I love City of God. It's a Brazilian film, really good, really interesting character study. Then of course I love anything Quentin Tarantino, so it's Hateful Eight, if you go Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, and then there's Wes Anderson, Grand Budapest Hotel. It's really fun, if you ask me about animation, I will probably either mention some anime but film, I usually refer to film. And the reason why I do this is because it's very important for animators and aspiring animators out there to recognize that they're actually filmmakers.
Yes.
And watching film, watching documentaries, watching these things, that's where animators that you look up to get all the inspiration from. So I would say I would rather pass that on to them. And that just clearly puts the image that you're really a screenwriter, because everything you've mentioned, it's coming from a person who understands storytelling. And that's a very big thing for us here as we do these MV Talks. It's been awesome having this gentleman closing the second edition of the MV Talks. But importantly, we need to thank our partner. That's DW Academy, the Aga Khan University, the Graduate School of Media and Communications, is KFW. Then there is German Corporation. Thank you for being a part of this, and we hope you be a part of this for a very, 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 very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been Uncle Mo here at the MV Talks at the MCI Media Hub. It's a wrap. Catch us on the third edition. It's been awesome, my guy. It's been awesome.
I know you there for me when necessary. Got you there for me when necessary. And Sammy there for me when necessary. If I delay today, I'm sorry. Motivate me, wasivukawa. Tisobola kule kendo kasitiwa. Okumbamba go waitawa. She don't want me there alone. She don't care about what I love. Yeah. She don't want me there alone. Yeah. She don't care about what my love. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Singa kwe alyo musango wakanga. Singa kwe alye kube yetunganga. Singa kwe alye pewe yekutanga. Singa, baby. Yenza singa yoko kulovinga, asinga yoko kumisinga, mwenkulo woza konyumira, imisuwa jona jelega. Baby gwasinga, there's nobody wondover beatinga, ulinengeri josi mailinga, different kumixinga balala, yeah, no. So my love, I go boom boom. You do a feel come me down, make me come down. Me like the voice of your dumb son. Yeah, my God, you're the white one. I know you're there for me when necessary. God, you there for me when necessary. Sammy there for me when necessary. If I delay today, I'm sorry. Motivate me, wasivukawa. Zisobola kule kunyoka zichua. Okumpamba go waitawa. She don't want me there alone. Yeah, baby. She don't care about what my love. Baby, she don't want me there alone. Yeah, no. She don't care about what my love. Yeah, no. Hola. MV Talks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know. Woo. Yeah, I know. I look at you and it feels like paradise. It got me feeling like I'm flying like a mountain space. Somebody says, come and take me. Hey, got me begging up and not to die, don't stop. Hey, bailando. Tío me don't spin, don't hand, don't speak, or the feel me spando. Bailando. Tío me don't spin, don't hand, don't speak, or the feel me hando. Yeah, girl, like the way you move. Come and show me what to do. You can tell me what I want. Girl, I got nothing to lose. I can't wait no more. I can't wait no more. Yeah, she got to love it when the city. Gonna tell me when the pretty. Anytime when they're ready. Anytime we're ready. It's gonna be alright. We're doing this all now. We're taking a full flight. I wanna be Contigo and leave Contigo and dance Contigo and dance Contigo and dance slow. But I search no more, God. I wanna be Contigo and leave Contigo and dance Contigo and dance Contigo and dance slow. But I search no more, God. Oh, 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 hey baby God. I look at you and it feels like paradise. You can feel like a friend and I hypnotize. Woo! I need your love, I need you closer. Keep me begging up and on the night, don't stop. Yeah. Bailando. Tío Beno me spin on a hand, on a speak, on a reel in my hando. Bailando. Tío Beno me spin on a hand, on a speak, on a reel in my hando. Can't let the way you move, come and show me what to do. You can tell me what I want, girl, I got nothing to lose. I can't wait no more. I can't wait no more. She got to love it when the city. Gonna tell me when the pity. Anytime when they're ready. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. We taking for full flight. We're doing this all night. I wanna be Contigo and leave Contigo and dance Contigo and dance Contigo and dance slow. But I search no more, God. I wanna be Contigo and leave Contigo and dance Contigo, leave Contigo and dance slow. But I search no more, God. Oh, 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 yeah. Barrando. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching MV Talks, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, my name is Lala, yeah, and my brother Shannon on the keys. Yeah, thank you so much for the love. MV Talks, we sign out. Thank you.